Welcome to the first edition of Thunder Insider this season. We are at the Thunder Event Center where Media Day is wrapping up, which means that training camp has officially begun. But first, we're going to kick off this week's show with a look at some of the behind-the-scenes action. This is the stuff you won't see anywhere else.
Good, now switch it around. Same thing.
It's the Oklahoma City Thunder Media Day. It's really the event that kicks off the season. It's an opportunity for all the media to come in and meet with the players and kind of pick their brains. And of course, it's a good opportunity for us, our department, to get our photos and all the video stuff that we use for headshots for the Oklahoma City Thunder games at the Chesapeake Energy Arena.
And turn.
This is the Game Ops green screen area. We are doing player headshots, messaging for the intro video.
Every year we have to get pictures of all the new players. Okay, sir, here we go, guys. We try to give them a variety of looks. We set up 4 different backdrops. We have the white, where we do the majority of the work. We do some mock action, portraits, and then we move over and do the blue, which is something the NBA requires. They want blue headshots on everything.
Car or SUV?
Car.
Well, there's a lot of people involved, from our outside media outlets to our in-house needs for our graphics department and our production department, broadcast. So we end up getting quite a few of our staff members involved to help monitor rooms, keep everybody on time. We have over 20 plus stations that each player needs to attend and be a part of. So there's a lot of timekeeping and opportunities for people to get involved that don't normally have a chance to be a part of our media day.
Obviously, the fans are going to be so excited to see this team take the court once again, but what was really neat about Media Day was seeing how excited the players were to see each other and get back to the grind. And, you know, they've had a few months off, but let's be honest, they didn't really take that time off. They've been working hard getting ready for the 6th season of Thunder basketball. So what did Brian Davis and Grant Long think of the players as they were here at Media Day? Let's take a look at some of their first impressions.
Well, you talk about first impressions, Leslie, and literally I think about Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and Serge Ibaka walking in the door, and Grant, and I'm thinking to myself, man, they have been in the weight room. The other thing is, to a man, I sense a higher degree of confidence on this ball club.
Well, no question about it. After talking to some of the guys myself, I felt like coming into this season, they're ready to start that 82-game process once again. And believe me, when you've made it, as far as this team has made it during the playoffs, it's a tough task to come back in October and get ready to play 82 games again to actually get back to that process of getting into the postseason. But these guys, to a man, seem to be ready to take on that challenge and enjoy that process.
The general manager, Sam Presti, talks about this team having been together, even though they're still young and still, in his words, pre-prime. But these guys, there's a certain level of continuity they've enjoyed, and they've acquired some battle scars. I hear something like that, and I think additional motivation.
Well, I think it's motivation, but I also think it provides an opportunity for this team to galvanize itself. And I think this trip overseas to play in Europe is going to offer that opportunity as well. I talked to Kendrick Perkins earlier, and he talked about having that opportunity to get away from everything, get off of the U.S. soil per se, and get away and bond this team and galvanize this team and get ready to get back over here and start the season and start moving forward in their quest to be great.
Thanks, guys. Well, it's been a fun-filled and a very packed media day. I hosted everything on thunder.nba.com as we live streamed the entire media day, and it was an exciting one. We found out who was the best dancer on the team, where the guys traveled this summer, and most importantly, what they're looking forward to about this year. So if you missed it, here's some of the highlights.
Media Day 2013 here at the Integris Health Thunder Events Center.
I heard Russell was the best dancer, but Kevin is maybe trying to change our minds. So, is that what's happening?
I sit down because I look a little too tall.
Yeah. You just feel the excitement in our building. Guys had a great summer working out. They're ready to play.
We are going to be joined by Hashim Thabit today. Hashim, I should have worn some higher heels. I'm never going to learn my lessons.
It's okay, everybody feels shoulder on. It's always kind of fun to be here because, you know, you're getting close to the season, so it's just fun to be around everybody, and I'm ready to get this done with and just get started.
I'm going to ask you what's new fashion-wise, because
a lot is new.
On the cutting edge, though.
A lot is new. Yeah. Trying to take bigger steps. That's about it.
To let you go through the ringer.
Yeah, Tom, we haven't talked
about
Tom.
This dude gonna play the Cephalosha 35 minutes.
I love this team. I've grown very fond of this city and this community.
You can take the mic or you can just...
No.
Hi, my name is Kendrick Perkins, and you're watching the Thunder Inside.
Well, not only did the players go one-on-one with us here, they also answered a ton of questions as they held court with all of the Oklahoma City media. So let's take a look, a synopsis of what the players had to say as they get ready for another exciting season.
We've been together now, the core group of guys, me, myself, Nick, 5 or 6 years, and I think, and everybody else has been here as well. I think being smarter and being a smarter team will help us out in the long run.
The excitement is we have a large core of our players are back. We've added some terrific draft picks that Sam and his staff has acquired during the draft, but we acquired a lot of good basketball players.
I think everybody's in shape and everybody's head is in the right place. And so we'll start tomorrow and we'll start building towards something. Hopefully that'll be great. And I think with us, it's a huge advantage that we have is the continuity that we have with most of our guys.
You have certain guys that could do certain things well, other guys can't, but you cover up for those guys' mistakes, and that's what makes the team. So at the end of the day, I think guys are pretty much ready.
We're excited about all of our players. Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the world. We're on him. We want him to improve.
I'm excited for the opportunity that I'm going to get as a leader, stepping into a different phase as a leader, and we'll see what happens.
Since I've been here, I watched Kevin. Every year he grows, and I think we all watching Kevin just grow into his own. He's growing into a man.
I'm excited for the season. I'm excited for the opportunities that new guys are going to get.
I've been here ever since the draft. I think I went home for a week, and then up here just working out with the guys and, trying to get my game right. So it's been great. It's been fun. Just getting used to the atmosphere and, the NBA life. So
I've been talking to all the veterans and stuff. Just getting tips and talking to Coach MB, mainly all the coaches and stuff, but. Yeah, the main focus is just on getting better each day. That's what they keep telling me. So
I'm going to try to fulfill the role of whatever coach want me to do. Not necessarily I want to be this guy, I want to be that guy, but I just want to help the team win.
We're just trying to get better just as a team all together and just figure out what we're going to do and what our identity is going to be and how we're going to play.
We have a terrific offensive system. Only thing that I can say what we have to get better at is not turn the ball over.
That's exactly, what I mean by coming back as a smarter team. And I think that's a big step for us.
We have to realize that in the long run, we have to be able to really execute as a team down the stretch. So I think those subtle things and how we play, how we execute, attention to detail, those are the things that are big for us.
Last season ended with the Thunder's 4th straight playoff run, and this year not only is the core group back, but 12 guys returned from last year's roster. But of course, no team is the same from year to year, so our own Matt Pinto and Nick Gallo join us to tell us what they think about this year's squad.
Leslie, thanks. Nick, we've had media day. We've gotten a sense of how the players come back to training camp. I think my biggest takeaway is the continuity that's existent here right now. 12 players from last season's club are back in training camp together. That's invaluable, isn't it?
Well, as each new team comes into the season, players are developing. Some are getting better in certain areas. Some are finding different ways to affect the team. So the key to that continuity is that because they're familiar with each other's games, they can figure out how all the puzzle pieces fit together. And that's really going to help them moving forward through training camp as they develop how they're going to be most effective on the floor.
I think there's a degree of accountability that doesn't go away here as well in the locker room. Now, coaching staffs all around the NBA will look to impart that to begin training camp. Here, it's held by players in the locker room like Durant and Westbrook, Nick Collison, who have complete ownership from the outset of what it's been all about in Oklahoma City.
They've been here every single minute of the 5 years that the team has been here, talking about Westbrook and Durant and Collison. They've set the internal standards here, and now guys in the younger generations like Serge Ibaka and Reggie Jackson, they're continuing to define those levels of work ethic and what's expected of young players. So it's easy and almost seamless for these new guys to transition into the program.
I think the other thing going into this training camp is that this is a deep team. That's always beneficial because there's competitiveness, which immediately brings into focus the fact that minutes will need to be earned this season on this squad, and that's a great asset that Scott Brooks has, and one that he can dole out from his back pocket, letting the guys know what it's going to take to gain playing time.
When you have all these guys, particularly young guys, competing for minutes, it's going to create great practices, going to create incredible competition during training camp and during all sorts of preseason games heading into the regular season.
So the 2013-14 season is not that far away. October 30th is the opener in Utah, and it gets underway with training camp launching. These guys seem to be geared up, rocking, and ready.